Hello, fellow Board of Ordained Ministry members. My name is Jenny Reilly, and I have served on the Board Hospitality Team for the last 4 years. And I wanted to share today a bit about the role of the hospitality team during the course of interview weeks. Each candidate is assigned a hospitality team member for his or her interview day. This person will welcome the candidate, offer refreshments, make sure they know what will happen during the day, and provide a relaxed atmosphere as much as possible on a day that we know is often filled with nerves. Shortly before the interview time, the hospitality member prays with their candidate, and then we accompany the candidate to their interview room. We sit and observe and continue a presence of prayerful and silent support during the interview. We also accompany the candidates as they are told their results of their interviews and what the next steps will be as continued support during that time as well. When I first heard this was the role I would be serving on the board, I thought this was going to be hard. Those who know me will attest that sitting and being quiet are not two things that are in my natural tendencies. But I will honestly say that I found this part of service on the board to be truly holy. Watching the discernment teams interact with their candidates, asking them questions that show a care for peers, offering advice and recommendations, and then celebrating what's happening in the candidacy process has been really amazing. Even when the interviews have been tough and the outcome might be a deferral or even discontinuance, I've witnessed love and compassion. And being the person that gets to walk alongside the candidate in this act of hospitality has been a true blessing. During the breaks in the interview, we offer encouragement, but we don't tell them how they're doing. Honestly, as hospitality team members, we don't know. We haven't seen their work. We haven't seen the videos and the papers. So we don't know why teams are asking specific questions or what you may be looking for. So it's not our role to give advice, other than I have found myself offering encouragement for them to simply be themselves, or as one discernment team told a candidate, to just be authentic. I've been able to say that the teams are people who are peers in ministry and just want to encourage them in living out their call. And this does seem to give them some peace. I've also really appreciated seeing how each team works to bring out the best in each candidate, while also lifting up ideas for how the candidate can grow and continue to learn, whether they are a provisional member or whether they are up for being approved for full connection. I also really love the moments where I've seen the teams learn from the candidates. My favorite moments have been, and this has happened in several different situations, where the team members pulled out a pen real quick or started typing on their computers that might have been out to write down a quote that the candidate said or a book that they shared. And it really opened my eyes to the fact that in this process, we're all learners and not just a board that gives a stamp of approval. The hospitality team also has a unique perspective in that we get the opportunity to visit various interview teams throughout the week. And I personally have enjoyed seeing how each team works together and interacts with the candidates, because each team is very unique. I've truly appreciated the teams that make their space one of worship, and this has happened in several ways. Usually on the table in some of the teams there are elements like a candle and stoles, or a chalice and paten, or maybe a cross or some other reminder of why we're gathering. And I think this gives everyone a way to center and can be a source of comfort in an often anxious setting. This has looked different in each team, but I thought I would offer it as an idea as new teams are being formed this year. It was just something that really stood out for me and others on the hospitality team and for the candidates over the last few years. So that's just a few of my thoughts on how we serve as the hospitality team. I'm glad to answer more questions if you need to reach out. Before I close, though, I do want to say a special thank you to the staff of First United Methodist Church in Gastonia. Being part of the hospitality team has really been enhanced by the fact that we are greeted by many smiling faces from this church, members and staff, that greet us in the parking lot and show us the way. They walk in with fresh coffee. There are cold drinks and snacks that await us almost at every turn, not just for those interviewing, but for those of us on the board as well. The meals are amazing, and there's always someone there to help us find our way around or to get whatever we may need. So as you are there at First UMC in Gastonia during the interview weeks, please join me and say a thank you for this gift of hospitality offered by this amazing church, and they do it in such a gracious way. I look forward to seeing everyone during our interview weeks in the spring and continuing to serve through acts of hospitality.